I believe we are... Is this the way we normally sit?
I don't know. I seem to have more leather around me than what I tend to do.
Yeah, more cushions.
More cushions.
Yeah, you look the most comfortable human. If you're just listening to this, imagine a little kind of Pikachu just around with cotton wool around them.
Yeah.
And a theme somehow being tigers or cats.
Yeah.
This is a coincidence, by the way.
Absolutely. I didn't even see that. Oh, okay. You've got cats on your bats.
On your neck?
Yeah. Cats here, cats there, cats here. And the cat is also in the cushion.
Again, if you're just listening to this, imagine a baby made out of cotton wool surrounded by little Pikachus.
I was thinking more of an empress, but okay.
Great to see you both.
Thank you.
I've been away doing comedy to the masses.
Touring.
Yes, I've been touring, and you know the thing that gets me is like, you ever get to that point in your life where you just go, "How did this happen?" Do you ever get it? Like, how did it happen? How did you get like? Generally, how the fuck did you get to that seat? Like, no, like maybe that's a smaller thing, but like, how did you get here?
Yeah.
Like, how am I? How am I, little alpitcher?
Yeah,
You know, master of the commanders.
Yes.
Here doing comedy, sitting with you people.
Yeah, you're describing it so like through the positive lens.
Oh,
Because
yes.
you can also have through the negative lens, like, how the beep am I still here?
great sound.
If you're just watching the podcast and thinking we beat that out, we didn't.
I beat myself.
We're now bringing our own beat.
Yeah.
That's the last time. Beep, 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 beep. Imagine if you're listening to that in a car. In a car. They'll be thinking, "What? Where am I?" Yeah. Do you ever think that?
Yeah, definitely. And it's kind of weird when you start stringing back like, okay, that's because I did that, and then I met that, and then it's kind of, you know, you realize the butterfly effect.
Oh, the sliding doors, you know? Like,
Oh my God, it's going to sound like, ugh, but like the interconnectedness of it all, but it's also humbling if you can take it in, right? Because sometimes the connections are so weird.
Yeah.
And it leads here. Like, it honestly makes me think about like the time when we met. You know, you guys were touring together, and I got to come and visit and watch you guys perform. And I walk in, and you had just had your first
Born
baby
child.
boy. And
well,
you're
my wife had
changing,
it, yeah.
his diaper. And now he's this fully grown football playing smart kid teaching me stuff, and we're still here talking. Beep.
And he's not that far away from changing my diapers, so, which is a thing I hope you don't walk in on. So here we are. We're right here. We're right now.
Absolutely.
You're in our beautiful thoughts, beautiful listeners. Thank you so much for being part of this. And if you love it, tell people that you love it. And here's a person that I really love. She's cool. She's cool. She's going to be. I think she's going to get even like more status in Swedish comedy. She's a comedian, actress, friend of mine. So please give it up for Evelyn Mok.
Yes, let's go.
The Friends Cafe. You know, the Central Perk. Oh, sorry.
Who's the guy that owns the cafe who always comes down? Gunter?
Gunter.
Gunter.
Yeah, Gunther.
Here's the thing. Never seen a whole episode of Friends.
Me too. Me neither.
Why?
Just
We don't have friends.
yeah. I don't like Friends.
Were you the generation just too old to enjoy Friends?
Let's go.
Were you just too old? I don't know.
Speaking of boomers,
Picture?
It's your favorite boomer here. with a boomer hater. Or a boomer acknowledger.
Yeah.
Our guest, I don't know how long she's going to be on this now after that comment. I'd say a fantastic comedian, but a great friend as well.
Yeah.
We've sort of known each other for ages. It's Evelyn Mok.
Don't leave her hanging.
Evelyn Mok.
Hello. Yay.
So good to have you.
If you're not watching this, she wasn't hanging. We don't kind of do that anymore. That was a different podcast.
Oh, wow.
That was a different era.
That was when oldies could get away with stuff.
Yep.
Nice noise. That will really help people's imagination.
Uh-huh.
For how it's
Simon and Soma are here, of course.
Hello.
And we're really happy you're here. Thank you. For, I think you're one of the only guests on this season who is actually in the leather.
In the studio.
You are.
So I could have done this at home. Everybody else has been doing it from the comfort of their own house.
How's life?
It's good. It's good. It's a bit. I think I'm tired, but I don't feel it because I'm always doing something. Because I'm constantly working.
That's like one of those success goat things, you see on Instagram. You might be tired, but I can't feel anything because I just keep going.
Yeah.
I get you about the tiredness. It's always a battle as well, isn't it? To be, more tired than another person. Like you're always challenging each other. I'm tired, no, but I'm really tired.
Yeah.
Like I'm hallucinating right now.
Exactly. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, but I mean, I think with when you do comedy, I think people think it is just, you're only up there for an hour, or but there's a lot of the travel is the killer, and the
travel is the killer. Yeah, it's. I saw this is gonna sound so pretentious, but I saw Anthony Jeselnik. He did a show in Gothenburg, and he said on stage, he was like, I do the comedy for free, but you pay me for the travel, which is, I think, an old, I don't know if it's an old actor's quote, but I don't know if it's Marlon Brando or something. But like, I do the acting for free, but you pay me for the wait.
Oh, yes.
Or something like that. And I think that's really true of comedy.
Was Jeselnik good?
He was very good.
You should, if you like dark comedy, I would say he's incredibly descriptive, and then he's very good at, like, you go, oh, he's going this way, and then some joke goes the other way. It's great.
Yeah, but I will say, very disappointed that I didn't find him as hot in real life as I do.
He didn't have
on
enough
social
leather.
Media. No, he didn't have any leather that night.
We've got leather.
We have leather. I keep slipping that leather, so I have to, like, push myself up. But he's really, like, he's known to be hot.
Yeah,
he's like a hot comic, and he's a hot guy.
And you were like,
and then when I saw him, I was like,
But is he very photogenic? Perhaps, like, the camera just loves him, and then.
Oh no, he is gorgeous. But I just thought, like, my attraction. I was like, oh, there's nothing. There was nothing. In the room.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
I never look at.
Yeah.
I never look at a singer or a comedian and judge them by the hotness.
Really?
Like,
are you serious?
I'm honest.
No, genuinely, heart to heart. Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean,
I am exactly the same. I can see the symmetry of people, but I don't have that. Oh, that person was so hot. Like, I've never understood that.
Yeah, I mean,
who are these people? Evelyn, what's happening?
Yeah. No, but you genuinely just judge them by the talent?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say, as a comedian, I wouldn't go along and go, oh, they're hot.
Yeah,
Like you horny dog.
Well, I go like, I'm like, oh, they're hot. But then I also go, are they funny?
Yeah.
And then I do the math of, does it matter?
But also, you're a comedian going out with another comedian. That would be a disaster, wouldn't it? Like a comedian.
Yeah.
But he also does a lot of material which is quite, I've made the choice quite obviously, if you come and watch me, I don't really do anything below the belt whatsoever.
No.
You know, but yourself, I would say that. I think that's the badge of honor you wear. And,
Thank
you know,
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's shaped like a vagina.
Exactly, and said in a deep voice. But yes,
Yesterday I said, because I have a line where I say my vagina is like the movie Jurassic Park. Samuel L. Jackson died in it, and then a few audience members started humming the theme of Jurassic Park.
Nice.
And then I said,
yes,
and I said, yeah,
coming in.
yeah.
exactly. That's what the melody that plays when I open my legs.
That's dark. And I love it.
Thank you.
There is nothing, but there's nothing that freaks you out about any material. Would you talk about anything?
I think so. But I think I have the issue of just that I'm willing to talk about anything on stage.
Mm-hmm.
I find the stage to be a safe space, and I find like it's the only place where I feel like I can be myself fully.
Wow.
Because I almost, because we're in the context of comedy,
Yeah.
I just think that context is so protective. And you can pretty much say whatever you want, and people don't know if I'm being serious or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
But I think that that's an issue because
is
I
it a
probably
choice you
reveal too
made,
much.
or it just? I mean, like off stage,
No.
you're the nicest
I know.
person I've ever met.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Am I horrible on stage?
No, I don't mean horrible. I mean, you just you talk different topics.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
There's a
I really do.
contrast.
yeah.
With you, also with a lot of kind of the greatest of the comics, like the rougher they get, I think the best ones have this kind of immense aura of kindness. And as someone
yeah.
who doesn't perform and I'm just in the audience, it does actually matter. Like even if you're not, I'm not really serious, like you don't back down, people can feel that,
Yeah, great.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's like the rougher it is, but since it's almost like your aura of kindness, like people can sense it, like it becomes even more fun because they can subliminally feel that contrast between like who you really are and where your heart really is and this absurdity that's coming out from your mouth.
You know what? That's a really good point, and I think a really great observation because I think you have to establish a sense of trust with the audience.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really well put because I think that's what makes probably somebody like Anthony Jeselnik.
Mm-hmm.
You can just sense that he's not that in his personal private life.
Yeah.
He's a pretty decent person from what I can see from
His
interviews
hotness.
and stuff. His hotness. He's so hot. He's so hot.
Absolutely, cards on the table. I just can't do a joke that makes an audience go, oh.
Why, Al?
I need them laughing. Like I want to hurt them, you know. I want them to be.
Kindly.
No, I want to be holding themselves, crying,
Yeah.
and I really feel it if I do anything, and then they go, oh no, you know that noise. I can't do that, and I think with comics who go the dark kind of way, they do have that, and I think it's it's more difficult doing this style of comedy when it's a bit darker, because you know you do turn off people, but you also grab these people who will stay with you.
Yeah.
But some people are a bit like, you know, just that kind of ooh,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's I saw Bill Burr at the Edinburgh Fringe a few years ago, and it was during that time when he was just breaking through to become like a world star.
Yeah.
And so you could hear in the audience, people were laughing, but then some people were laughing in the wrong way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Shit.
And you as a comic, you hear that. I mean, maybe sometimes as an audience member, but he heard that and he addressed it on stage.
Yeah.
Because I think,
Nice.
I literally got goosebumps.
yeah. And he just addressed it on stage and he was like, you guys understand that what I'm saying here is just, it's jokes and it's, these are extreme versions of my thoughts and stuff. It's not to be taken seriously.
No.
Absolutely, and I myself don't do that, but I do love that kind of comedy, which kind of shocks. I you know, I enjoy that, you know.
But that's the brilliant thing about you, because watching you is, I wish I could do what you do.
Yeah.
Because you're like the master of silly. But that's the thing, because you bring joy. It's just joy when you watch.
Together.
When you watch.
Here is the cash. No, I do have a knack or some kind of weird ability to have trouble happen at my gigs. I do.
Yeah.
Like other comics
in a good way, yeah.
I have literally seen a fat rat run through the audience during one of your gigs.
Exactly.
I kid you not. So stuff happen at your gigs.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. None of us were expecting that. I thought that's through no skill of mine. Like, I'm not on stage with a load of cheese in my pocket. My parents went to New Zealand when I was like 6.
And they're
7.
British?
They're British, yeah. So I never felt like I belonged in New Zealand at all.
Really?
Like, no, I was always speaking in this kind of weird English, Northern English accent, and I've never felt quite there. And then I went back to England, and they were like, "Oh, what's wrong with you? Yeah, Crocodile Dundee's here." You know, they properly like, "Oh, g'day, mate. How are you? Where's your snake?" I don't know what that accent is.
This is a knife.
Yeah.
The knife.
But and then I'm come to Sweden, and people are just not that bothered. But no, they can't. They don't care if I'm British or New Zealand. I
it's the
think
same thing.
You're just like an English-speaking man.
Casual racism over there. Just same thing.
Really good on this sofa.
Same type of white person.
Yes, but how does it feel for you? Do you like, because your mother is she's Chinese, but from India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was born and raised in India because her grandparents migrated to India in the 1920s. And so my grandmother was raised there, and then my mom was born and raised there. And then, but they always kept in the diaspora. So so my grandmother married within the diaspora, keeping the bloodline pure.
Nothing will get into the bloodline.
Like 100% ethnically Chinese.
Oh, yes.
But then, so my mom is born and raised in India. And then she left and came to Sweden to just work. And my dad is born and raised in Hong Kong. So, and he's from South China originally, but then it's super close and stuff. So, and then he came to Sweden and they met here. And so when I was growing up, I had Chinese culture, but then I had Indian culture, like really prevalently. Yeah. And I realized, because every time I met an Indian person as a kid, and even now a little bit, I'm so excited. And I start talking about Indian culture, and I want to just really show off that I know about Indian culture. Yeah. And then I realized I can't do that, because that's essentially what like men who've studied in Asia do with me. Okay. They're like, I went to university in Shanghai. And I'm like, great for you.
So it's because you try to find, you know the connection, but you don't want to be too obvious with the connection, because it just sounds like really
racist.
Like, like we're, you know,
really fetishizing. Yeah.
In all of this, how do you relate to your Swedishness?
My Swedishness is, I never really felt like I belonged in Sweden, if I'm honest. I feel very Swedish because now I lived in the UK for like eight years.
Okay, that's a long time.
And Al, you're the only person that I really can talk to about it. Well, the comedy scene at least.
Yeah.
But so when I'm in the UK, I feel quite Swedish, because I feel like I'm like, oh, okay, I see where my Swedishness kind of is. Yeah. But then when I'm in Sweden, I feel like an immigrant, or I feel like an immigrant kid, basically, because Sweden, growing up at least, I grew up in a suburb in Gothenburg called Hammarkullen. So it was quite segregated from just the inner city, but also from Swedish culture. And so you just end up creating this like third culture with everybody else from every different country that lives in your little kind of immigrant suburb. And then I think you also, when you're an immigrant kid here, you tend to latch on to American culture because Swedish like media is very Americanized.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's what we watched on TV growing up. And so I was never, with Swedish culture, I never got into like Hasse Tage or Papphammar or, you know, like Galenskaparna, Nile City, Hassan. I never really knew about Swedish comedy until I started comedy.
Yeah, wow.
I just knew about American stuff.
Swedish comics really talk about those with the formative kind of programs, moments of their childhood.
Kind of their Monty Python.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you always loved comedy, or?
Yeah. I loved comedic acting, I think. I loved SNL, and I didn't understand what it was. So I thought it was acting. So I wanted to act. But then I discovered Russell Peters.
Oh yeah.
So when we, because I grew up, but I'm born 87, so I was part of the teenagers who came up with YouTube.
Yeah.
And so the first,
I remember when I saw that.
Exactly. How old were you? 40?
Wow, I know. Have you got a special out?
No. But I want to, I'm thinking, I'm going to record one next year, I think.
World exclusive.
Nice. But you're so busy acting.
I have been acting.
Do you call yourself an actor, or are you just trying to remember your lines?
I just try to remember my lines.
Yeah.
Like I was just, that's why I have these bangs. That's why I have this fringe right now.
I was going to say something, but that's fine. If
I know.
it was for a role, that's okay.
Yeah. Everybody thinks I'm going through a life crisis, but it's not.
Well, those bangs are skibbity-dee.
Banging, yeah.
Is that good, skibbity-dee?
No, just those bangs are banging.
We'll cut that out.
Yeah.
No.
Did you listen to hip hop growing up and stuff?
No, I did not. I was very much into punk.
You too.
That's how young you are. I said punk and you went, you too.
No.
Like, you put those two together
you
and
like
they're the
U2.
most so far. I'm into you too. But I was kind of like and dancing, like pogoing. And,
leather jackets?
No leather jackets, but tight jeans.
Doc Martens.
And bizarre haircuts. And I never had like the mohawk thing.
Yeah.
One year I got it shaved here, and do you remember that House Martins Caravan of Love? Oh my god! Look at the three of you. No, there was a video, House Martins Caravan of Love, and they shaved a cross in their hair.
Yeah.
So I did that. No makeup.
Nope.
No.
Keep it cool.
Proper pure. My skin is my temple. So acting. Has it been something you enjoy though?
I love the thing. If I'm honest, I've always wanted to be an actor or do acting, but I was too scared. I did some theater when I was younger, but not seriously. But I never had the guts to pursue acting in a professional way or even educational way. And then I just fell into it through comedy.
Yeah,
great.
So I don't call myself an actor, but I do like the process of acting, and I do like I like the work of it.
Nice of you to bring that up. But as an actor in my day, as an actor myself, I'm not an actor.
Have you done acting?
I've done acting, but here's the thing with acting.
One school play.
You guys had like a
couple of TV performances. Yes,
absolutely.
Thank you.
Series.
Corpse number 3.
Yeah.
Yes, but my thing with acting is, A, I don't believe I'm any good at it. B, it's the paranoia.
Okay.
Because in here, if you say something funny, you'll laugh, or or you can do something, and it's like stand-up comedy. You say it, the reaction's instant.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would do acting, and I'd go like that, and they'd go, "Cut, brilliant," and I'd go, Really? Was that honestly? And I'm putting out my hand the entire time going
feedback.
Yeah, that was shit, wasn't it? You know?
Yeah, it's very different from stand-up in that you don't get instant feedback. And the only person who can give you that is the director. But they're so busy with everything else that I've learned, it's so counterintuitive as a comedian, but I've learned that if they don't say anything, it's probably good.
Yeah. Okay.
What you've done.
You've done that Marvel film. I actually thought you were a journalist in that.
No, so you know what I was? So when I first read for it, it was the role of like a community person. It was just like somebody. So the storyline in the Marvel film for that particular film is that everybody disappeared in the blip from one of the Avengers films, and then 5 years later people came back from the blip. So I was one of the people who came back from the blip. And then Spider-Man, I was in the Spider-Man movie Far From Home, so he did a fundraising gala for the people who disappeared and came back from the blip. So I was just supposed to be somebody in the community hall just asking him questions, but because they had like a press crew around, they just named everybody reporter to make it easier for people or something.
Did you get to ask a question then?
I did, yeah.
What was the question?
I asked,
what's webs all about, hey?
yeah.
Do you like spiders?
Those damn flies. What would you, if you had one like ultimate question in life?
To
ask
whomever.
who?
To whoever.
Okay, cool.
What?
Dead or alive? You get to choose.
Can you cure lactose intolerance? Maybe I'd ask that.
You can do better.
Well, I really like cheese, but I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh my
me
God, that's
too.
like one of those bloody genie
fart
things
or
when
what?
they blow it the first two
Yeah.
questions.
3 questions.
Yeah.
No, maybe I'd
Can
ask,
I have one more question? That is it.
maybe I'd ask what are you the most proud of? Because I'm interested in people's life philosophies, possibly. So it's like, what do you think is your biggest struggle within yourself in your life, basically? And what, if it's somebody at the end of their life, what was it in your life? Yeah, I think that would be my question.
Nice.
If you want a sincere answer.
That's good.
Alpitcher deep guest. Wow. We went Titanic kind of world there. Wow.
Yeah.
Someone asking me about like how I met you. You gave me the prize, didn't you? The stand-up gala award.
Oh my God, did I?
I think you gave me the award.
What did you do?
And you won.
I won a 10-sticka.
Yes.
The rookie award, yeah.
Yes. And I think I won the best.
Applause. Applause.
But and then I did a gig, one of my first overseas gigs as a Swedish comic was at Leicester Square, and you went on first. So,
I opened for you.
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
This is a reunion, guys.
Wow.
Full circle.
That's crazy.
But
and I've never opened for you since.
No. That was it.
Why,
That was
Albert?
it.
Did you say Albert?
Yeah. A lot of people make up these names of my name, like Albert, and then people go, "All right, Alvin," and I'm like, "What the hell's Alvin?" But you did a lot of gigs in London, but now you're back here permanently, or
Yeah.
okay. I mean, but that was not something that didn't go well. That went really well.
Yeah, it went better than I thought. So basically I moved to London in 2012, right after I won like a rookie award for like, comic with potential. And I was like, thank you, see ya.
Bye,
and then I went to London, and I think I'd been doing comedy for 4 years in Sweden, and I just felt a lot of pressure, and I felt I wanted to keep developing, but I wanted to do it anonymously.
Oh, nice.
So I'd always because I've always had English with me, and I've always wanted to do it in English. Yeah. So that's why I decided to go to London. Yeah, because it's just huge.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just bomb in peace, really. Yeah. In a place where people didn't know me, and then it just went well. Or yeah.
What a disappointment!
Such a sweet, so sweet.
My talent just couldn't be denied.
It was such a success, you know.
So I had to move back.
No. You started in Sweden, but you did loads in UK.
Yeah.
Did really well. Do you find that community there in the UK? Yeah.
That was almost like racist.
Oh yeah.
Almost offensive.
I saw the hand taking a turn.
I was like, oh, not now.
It was Elvis doing karate.
Do you find the community in England kinda friendlier, more supportive, or in Sweden?
Sweden.
You do?
Yeah, you must as well, right?
The comedy community.
Yeah.
No, I've got many more comedian friends.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe I definitely have comedian friends in I wasn't a loser in the UK. I had friends. No, I had friends, but I found that the scene is so much bigger there and it's so much more competitive there. And there was just so many more people who were cutthroat and competitive and not very friendly.
Okay.
And then there were a lot of people who were very kind and very like amazing. But I found that the ratio there compared to Sweden, there's like none. And it's almost a bit silly to be cutthroat or competitive in Sweden because it's such a small community.
Yeah.
Everybody will know it.
Everybody will know it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows each other. Everybody's very nice here. It's almost more social here. More socially. It's almost more going on social interactions here. Whereas in the UK, it's a bit more going professional.
This is my career. This is...
Yeah.
This is
but do you share that out?
Or maybe it's because I came up in the UK. Yeah. So we all at that stage of the career, it was a bit more ambition, a bit more like, oh, where's this going to take me?
Yep.
Whereas now I feel like I've got my little lane in the highway. I'm doing my own thing. I don't think they're, it's just really nice to be doing my own thing. I don't really have that many comedian friends
here
at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Do you think it's a cultural thing?
Possibly. Yeah. But again, I'm not Mr. Social either. I don't.
And also, it might be the language. I think some people aren't comfortable.
Yeah, learn Swedish, you weirdo.
Yeah.
Soft spot.
Jag kan inte prata svenska.
Oh, let's
go. But don't you think it's an age thing as well?
You're just so old.
This is the most abusive episode. We started with this.
I'm surprised you heard it because you're so old.
Yeah.
But also because you have a family here now. Because you came to Sweden with Anita.
Yeah.
And you guys basically had Frank and Iris quite immediately. And so you had a family to raise. Yeah. So that kind of changes the social dynamic, I guess.
And let's cut the shit here. I am the bad boy of comedy. So, you guys can call me old and a bit wrinkly, but I am an absolute ball breaker. I'm not.
It's time for Al's advice. Alpitcher answers a question from the audience, along with AI Pitcher, our virtual stand-in who thinks they're Al.
Okay. Hi, Al. What do you daydream about? I find myself...
I found myself in times of trouble.
Oh, God.
Speaking Evelyn Mok.
Evelyn Mok. I find myself often going through conversation... Hi, Al. What do you daydream about? I find myself often going through conversations and situations that have already happened. I kind of rewrite the story, you know? When they say this, I'm going to say this, and so on. Irma from Stockholm. It sounds like you are, what's it called?
On drugs?
It sounds like you're ruminating, Irma. You should stop this instantly.
Ruminating?
Yeah.
Evelyn, you have the term and everything.
What's ruminating?
Ruminating is the correct psychological term for that sort of thinking behavior.
I have Instagram. I'm a woman in my 30s who has Instagram.
Al, what's your take on this? What do you daydream about?
About the rumination?
I wasn't even listening. I was just...
Do you also find yourself...
I could kill a lion in a fight.
That's such a male answer.
And the reasons why that's not one of my daydreams, because I'm a better man than you think. No, I think...
But you also find yourself going through conversations that you've had and going like, oh, I should have said that.
Oh, for sure. And with my children, if I raise my voice slightly, I mean, Swedish people hate that when you raise their voice. Like, they hate the whole idea of a higher volume. And some days I say stuff to my kids and then I can daydream later on. Did I say that nicely? How does that feel for them? Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Like, make me some dinner. You know, that kind of thing.
Do you make your children make you dinner?
Occasionally.
That's nice.
Tuesday, Thursday, the daughter. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the son.
And the weekend, us. Me and Simon. Any daydreams over there, Evelyn?
I think I do. Like I'm quite like Irma. I also ruminate on conversations I've had or situations that I anticipate will happen, and then I dream up. I'm quite an escapist, so I tend to fantasize about things in my mind and live it out in my mind a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see what AI picture
Let's go
says.
AI.
What did AI answer?
AI picture. Hey, Irma. Irma. From Stockholm. Oh, I totally get that. I'm constantly daydreaming. I'm daydreaming about old conversations and thinking, why didn't I say that? That would have been brilliant. I think it's called being British. We always think of the best comebacks 5 hours too late.
Oh, burn.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of British comics.
Okay. AI picture. I daydream about all sorts, though. Like, what if I became the king of Sweden? Imagine that. I'd make fika breaks mandatory. I hate AI picture. And everyone would get a free Volvo.
This kind of sounds like your stand-up.
But mostly, I just replay awkward moments like a greatest hits album of my social failures, tweaking them until I sound like James Bond instead of Mr. Bean.
Is this for real?
This is for real. Do you know what?
Good stuff.
I don't want to hear again from you, Irma.
No, from AI picture.
AI pictures. Irma's not the problem.
Yeah,
No,
Irma can
AI
write
picture is
it.
getting to you.
Evelyn, thank you so much.
So much.
Thank
much for giving you the time. Thank you for giving you the time. No, thanks for giving your time.
Yes.
As we end.
Yes, thank
You've
you,
been
Evelyn.
brilliant.
Brilliant stuff.
Absolutely.
Magnificent. Tid för skratt. It's the Danish tour.
I don't know if you heard that, but that is that's the promotion for my tour.
Yes.
The little Copenhagen man here. Tid för skratt. Please do get your tickets.
Yeah.
I'm now on tour. Evelyn is somewhere out on tour with her show. She's doing it with a group of other comics. It's called Tight. Get your tickets for that. She was great.
Yeah.
You know what? Very thoughtful. Yeah.
Literally, I was just thinking, it's not just kind of this like roughness and bubbliness that you get on stage, like so insightful.
Yeah.
And such a sort of calming energy. I think she managed to calm us down a little bit. I mean, we had a blast. We laughed a lot, but still.
Well, she called me an old man 14 times.
I
And
was so in on that joke.
We were just tagging along like finally.
yeah, it was like...
Truth is coming out.
No, it was proper bullying. She was like at the front, like telling me, and I was like, and you guys are at the back going, yeah.
I told you.
Yeah, old man. Thank you
Evelyn
so
was
much
great.
for listening
Yeah.
to Our
Thank
Picture
you.
Dream Guest with Simon and Soma in the leather cushions. We are comfortable. I hope you are. Have a brilliant rest of the day, the week, the month, the life, wherever it takes you.
Preach.
And we will see you very, very soon for the next episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Dor.
Bye.
Hey, Dor.
Hey, do.
The last word. Someone always has to get the last word in.
Get your tickets to Al's new tour at alpitcher.com. This podcast was produced by Soulside Studios in Stockholm.